Guys, it is Sunless Sage back at it with another video. Today we're going to be doing an in-depth review of this game, Titanfall 2. Now, unlike Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2 actually has a campaign. It takes you through the kind of ranks of grunts and builds you up to a pilot, and you actually form a connectional bond to your pilot, and it's actually fantastic, really. How fast you actually get a connection to your your Titan. Almost like the bond between an actual pilot and a Titan, you kind of form a connection or a bond to the storyline and the characters within it. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to play a private match beta, and just to kind of show and see what we have with the weapons and everything else. I wish you can spawn things like grunts and all that, although we probably can. Let's see. For starting off with, there are a ton of maps here. Some of them are only for certain game modes, which is why these are unavailable. Because the game mode, these are for live fire. All these are for them, and then you have these ones. So these are kind of for specific game modes. And yeah, so we have Boomtown, we have the Forward Base, Kodai, Homestead, which I actually don't like. There are a ton of different types of unique kind of maps in their own kind of play style and certain angles and advantages over each other. We'll start with this basic one here, and we'll go into a little bit more of the depth. Now, there's a ton of different game modes that you can have. These are the Frontier Defenses, which is kind of a PvE rather than a PvP game mode. And a lot of the gameplay, I didn't really play Titanfall 1, but from what I've heard about Titanfall 1, I saw a little bit of gameplay, except they didn't actually have the normal movement set that you have in this game. It was just kind of like you had your standard stuff. There was really no slide and all that other stuff. We're not going to do, we might do something like, let me see, Brawl, Titan Brawl. Let's do Bounty Hunt, because it's gonna spawn some random enemies and stuff like that, and there's gonna be waves and a time limit, so things are gonna be happening around us as we do that. We could go for, this is kind of like the main base. We'll go with that. As for pilots, the score limit is 5,000. We're gonna lower that down to 4,000 points. We'll make it 15 minutes. Boost default, disabled, default. Titan boost multiplier, we'll do 250% just so we can get a little bit faster, and there's maybe 300, so it'll be, since there's no one here, Titan boost motor overdrive on, the health, we'll make health normal and all that other stuff, respawn delay, and we'll just make this, like, really up to, okay, just so I can show you the normal stuff, and I'll actually make this, like, 400% just to be on the safe side, and, yeah, map settings, okay, we're okay. Okay, so let's start with the pilot. The pilot has a ton of loadouts. You have 10 in total, each with a unique set of skills. We'll start with this one, invisibility, self-explanatory. Become nearly invisible. Cloak has increased effective versus Titans. So essentially, you kind of look grayish to other pilots, but you're even more hard to see with Titans, though, which is really nice. As for Pulse Blade, this is my go-to. You can, I'll show you all this stuff once we get in there, but there's like literally tons of weapons and all kinds of stuff to get into for the most part, and each of them has their own specific kits. They got the basics, but for weapons that actually have scopes, say your standard assault rifle here for the most part, you have your regular sights, you got your enhanced zoom, you have your thermal, and you have the standard stock sight, which just comes with a base weapon. There's tons of skins to unlock, but this is more or less the main thing of the game, is unlocking these customizations. There's there may not be a lot of like what am I trying to say here? There's not a lot of like incentive to keep grinding, but there's a lot of replay value in it, if that makes sense. So what I'm here, let me explain this. Everything. So for instance, the game is fun enough that you will enjoy playing it constantly, but it's not like there's a super high goal for you to like keep going and you know, because it's only customization locks. I mean, after a certain point, when you gain enough credits, which you'll see at 2,366 under my name and the merits that I have at the moment. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the stuff here. I got a standard, you know, really powerful one-shot Kraber, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. But this is a one-shot sniper. Standard like that. It reloads after each shot. I got a thermal scope on it. It does have travel time. It will one-shot any Titan. Or I'm sorry, not Titan. Any pilot or infantry. So you have that guy. It does have some travel time. And I'm super bad at this thing. I have to get good at this weapon again. But as for the most parts, this weapon does have a really... It's actually really smooth. I'm just kind of bad right now because I'm not really in the zone. Because this will always one-shot everyone, you want to look at the, so it'll one-shot every single infantry, and it could even go through multiple targets. So let's see if I can get like a good shot here, angle it up so I'll hit multiple targets. Actually missed, and they didn't get both of them. So you'll see I got both. So it has infinite punch through in terms of enemies that it kills. It will not go through walls, so let's say we want to go through this one, that block wall there. See, nothing happened. It stops at walls, but it will go through like your entire team. Like let's say your entire team is backed up right there. It will go through all of them. And that will be that. As for grenades, the regular standard frag grenades, you can charge it. It'll explode in midair. Cook it. When it beeps like that, it's ready to go. And then you can fire it off. As for the invisibility, it looks like this. It's gray. This isn't so you can see, it's what they see as well. And this guy will kill me, hopefully. Your Titan is ready. So when you're doing execution, you will not be invisible actually while doing that. Unless you're doing a regular standard invisibility one. That doesn't require any other abilities. So this one that I have on actually makes me use the grapple. As for so this is Balion actually. So this is a game mode where you collect money and deposit it at the end of the waves after killing all of these enemies here. Now just me in here. There's executions which you can unlock by doing certain things. So there is plenty of replay value to keep going and incentivizing you to keep having unlocks and stuff like that. Basically just really cool aesthetics, and it's not necessarily that you get stronger, but you do gain more experience the more you fight. So you could wind up killing an entire team. I am currently G13, which means I've regenerated myself. Let's see, 12 times, or you go from G0 to G2. So this is something that you could actually know, so if you know exactly where you're shooting, you can kill them. This thing actually does not have... Yeah, there we go. Alright, now I'm going to switch to the next weapon. I could actually edit this one. And the next weapon that we're going to go over will be the double take. The double take
Titan ready.
Is a little bit faster. It's pretty fast. It's a very nice combination between fire rate and travel time, in my opinion. It has a headshot, which is very nice. It only... Oh, I think it actually... I don't know how much punch through it has. But it does fire 2 bolts towards the enemy, which are very nice. As for its fire rate, pretty nice, and it has a really high magazine as well, making it a very nice spamming thing. The travel time is easy to predict. It doesn't have too much trail, but it's pretty consistent. With all that recoil, like I'm just gonna press it. It's really consistent in its fire rate, but it does have quite a bit of travel time. I'm using the thermal scope just so I can see the enemies a little bit more. Anyway, the next thing we are going to switch to will be my least favorite gun, of the snipers at least, which is the longbow or the DMR. This is the Ion Titan. This beam as that. And I'll talk more about this probably in like another video or just later on in the stream, get more of these specifics and the kits and everything. As for basic weapons, I would say if you want something, if you're good at aiming and don't mind the reload speed, the Kraber is a fantastic weapon, but as most people will probably tell you, that it is not a very good weapon for just going in and rushing the enemy. It's something more that you have to be on the move. You take a shot, you kill an enemy. It's more of staying back and playing as a passive a little bit. But anyway, we're going to jump into here. This game mode requires me to go ahead and get this. And yeah. So you put in the bounty. Depending on how much you get a return on how much you have. I have 500 points at the moment, and you get double because I got all of it in there. That means that I have that much. So the banks are now closed. They're not open too long. With more people, the time is extended. But anyway, we got the double take, and now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Ion Titan as we're going in here, and we're going to switch to this weapon, which is a sniper. Now, it did that much damage, which isn't too much if you look at it. It does more, considerably more damage, especially if you hit the critical weak points. Now, there's something that you should know about this. Uh-oh, he's going to kill it. Aww. This is a very... Uh-oh, no, whoa. That's okay. Well, anyway. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, like I was saying, having this long-range sniper is very nice for a few reasons. Did I use my invisibility? I did. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, we're going to switch to another weapon. We're going to go to the SMR. This is a grenadier launcher weapon, and I'll talk more about each classes and which one I actually prefer back in the screen. I'll show you a little bit of gameplay for each.
Titan is ready. Stand by for Titanfall.
Man, this guy's good. I mean, it's just a rando. It's an enemy, but that's fun. Anyway, this is a grenade launcher, and now I'm using the grapple. The grapple is really good for cross-mapping areas and getting on top of high flanking points, as well as escaping aggro people. This is a grenade that will actually stun. We're, this man. Oh, this is the ultimate of this thing. There you go. So, the good thing about this laser core is that it has a duration, but you could customize it to enhance its duration, but lower your movement. This is fantastic for sniping enemies, especially in midair. You can see how fine point it gets and how accurate you can be. Or you can just go like that really quickly and aim to a point in which you want to. Overall, I use this for sniping enemies, and there is a little bit of a return value. So you have a return value with this thing. So what you can do, just like that, is if you kill an enemy with it, you get a little bit of return energy back. Also, if you miss, it doesn't get rid of the entire thing, and it has some recharge rate. It's usually not that bad, but since I'm wasting energy, dashing. The thing about Ion is that it wastes energy to do a lot of its abilities, but the cool thing about it is this weapon, if you run out, let's say I have no energy, it will actually shoot if I have some excess energy. So if I want to shoot these guys, you'll see there we go, I'll have a little bit of return. So I don't know if you saw that, but as I was shooting this guy, I had a little bit of extra ammo being refunded to my magazine, which is really nice for Ion. Now, I like to run my Ion and use the zero trip mine because I never use this thing because I never have enough energy. So having this, I like to, use the beam more often than anything else. But if I had to pick, spamming this one, I would. It's actually very good. It causes a lot of explosive damage, and I've caught a lot of, not only Titans, but pilots as well. So the cool thing is that it takes no energy with a kit that I have. I don't have to use this core if I don't want to. so you can just easily snipe this thing. It's really simple to use. I'm just kind of like spamming it a little bit. If I want to do like just like that. But you'd be surprised like how well I've actually sniped a bunch of enemies. If you're, you know, paying attention and you're not like dicking around like I am, you're going to have a lot of fun with this thing. So I don't know if this actually beam has a particular range. I don't know if there's a damage output that it has, but this beam right here has no damage fall off. I am almost certain. It just doesn't fall off. It has unlimited range as far as you can fire it. I'm sure if you shoot off into the sky, it'll like have a limit to how far it can reach. But for the most part, it's really not that bad at all. It's fantastic for sniping enemies, especially at a long distance, like that. Most times it'll catch people off guard, considering that this can take out really tedious enemies who are peeking in and out, you know, behind cover. It is really nice for just getting rid of the ads and all the random, you know, pilots who run around trying to kill you and damage your Titan and kill it. Yeah, it's fairly simple to use. You just hold down R1 and you're able to just beam them real quickly. I think that's the limit there. Right about like mid. So I have no idea how many meters this actually is in particular. Yeah, but it's actually very simple. Once you get into the groove of things, you'll be able to snipe people just like that. Really easily, really simply. If you look at the range, I can hit that right there. It's got a pretty nice range actually. I don't know if it has any fall off in particular, but I mean it's really nice. It could be good to counter a sniper. The only problem with being that far away to an enemy that's like a sniper or something is that they're just hide behind cover. Usually there's something to block their view. On most of these maps, they're usually not this open. The only thing about this map is that 90% of people actually just fight within this area here. Some people will go up on top, some people will go off, and they'll go like over here somewhere, or just somewhere on the outskirts over there, and hang around there sometimes. It's usually no one's ever like way out in the open. Like it's almost never really there. So no one's gonna be like way out there trying to snipe you. I've never seen anyone go out there. They kind of hang around on top of here and in these buildings for the most part. Usually most of the people are like messing around in like these hallways here and this one here and all that other stuff. Now I'm about to show you some of the mechanics. I'm actually about to get out of here, and I'll, you know, just simple, you know, moves that you could use to just kind of move around. I know I'm starting to ramble here, and I'm gonna go into the next thing in a moment here. But let's say you're kind of trapped down here, and you need to get up there. Well, you can just use a grapple if you need to, and you jump, you know, if you want to at the right times or not. But you know, this is kind of made that people really can't get up here. Although there are special ways to get up here, and special ways to go down, such as this way here, and, you know, right in there. So if I want to, I could. So the really cool thing about this here, oh, that's a laser. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the SMR as we are going to fight this guy. So we can use this, and now you can see the scope is kind of see it. So we killed that thing, and he killed me. There we go. That's fine. I don't care. It's all good. Nope. Let me change to a different one. We will go to the flatline. The flatline is actually, I don't know why people always complain about this thing. It's very good. This is a very cool technique. Some people say this is broken, but it's really good for flanking.
They don't stand a chance.
It's really good for escaping.
Good moves, pilot.
It cannot hold. Oh. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Like I was saying, this. I don't know. I lost track of what I was saying. Anyway, yeah. You cannot hold a flag while you have this up here. This is an auto-tracking Archer rocket launcher. I'd say it's really good, but I'm actually about to go to the next Titan. After this one, if I can, I'm about to go to this fort. He